Winning the Stanley Cup, the most coveted prize in the NHL, takes more than just individual accomplishments. The cup is so cherished in NHL that some of the most sticking pictures are of the great achievers raising the Stanley Cup above their heads. But being a great player does not guarantee your name being etched on the Stanley Cup. And that's all about this video, NHL players who never won the Stanley Cup. Let's get started. 10. Daniel Alfredsson. Coming in first, we have Daniel Alfredsson. Since his arrival from Sweden in the 1995-96 season, Daniel Alfredsson has embodied the Ottawa Senators' spirit and dedication. Alfredsson has made his mark in the league with a career total of 1,157 points and selection to 6 NHL All-Star games. Serving as the captain of the Senators from 1999 to 2013, he helped maintain Ottawa's position as one of the top teams in the NHL throughout the early and mid-2000s. Alfredsson's leadership played a critical role in guiding the Ottawa Senators to the Stanley Cup final in 2007, although he ultimately lost to the Anaheim Ducks in 5 games. Hoping to clinch the elusive cup, he moved to the Detroit Red Wings for the 2013-14 season, towards the end of his career, but the championship still remained out of reach. 9. Borje Salming. Next, we have Borje Salming, a trailblazer from Sweden who was among the first from his country to play in the NHL. His successful career in North America laid the groundwork for future players from Northern Europe to partake in the world's premier hockey league. Salming's career spanned 16 seasons with the Maple Leafs, starting in 1973 and ending in 1989, after which he played his final NHL season with the Detroit Red Wings. Despite his impactful career, Salming never got the chance to play in a Stanley Cup final. As a testament to his skill, the Swedish pioneer was selected for 3 NHL All-Star games and represented the NHL in the 3-game Challenge Cup series against the Soviet Union in 1979, where he was one of the only 4 non-Canadian players on the roster. 8. Sedin brothers. Let's now turn to the Sedin brothers, Henrik and Daniel Sedin. We will first look at Henrik Sedin, renowned for his excellent playmaking skills. Over his illustrious career, Henrik captured the Art Ross Trophy for 112 points and was recognized as the league's MVP in 2010. In addition, he has been selected to 3 times in the NHL All-Star Games and was twice a part of the first All-Star team. On the other hand, Daniel Sedin is recognized as the most prolific goal scorer of the Sedin twins. Since joining the Canucks in 2000, Daniel has been one of the leading offensive players in the NHL. And the year after his brother won, Daniel also the Art Ross Trophy with 104 points. He also boasted appearances in 3 NHL All-Star games, and he was also 2 times part of the first All-Star team, just like his brother. Despite their numerous accolades and a successful 17-season career, both Sedin brothers have had their shots at winning the Stanley Cup. Despite their efforts, the championship title has eluded both the Sedin brothers and the Vancouver Canucks. The closest they'd ever come to winning the Stanley Cup was in 2011, when they lost to the Boston Bruins in 7 games, and they even led the series 3-2. However, the two found their way to the Hall of Fame in 2022, which complements their amazing careers. Next, we have a goalie. 7. Henrik Lundqvist. Henrik Lundqvist, famously known as King Henrik, made a significant impact in the NHL as the only goaltender to secure 30 or more victories in each of his first 7 seasons. His accolades include an Olympic gold medal in 2006, selections to 5 NHL All-Star games, and the 2012 Vezina Trophy. Despite his achievements, Lundqvist never managed to lift the Stanley Cup. Henrik managed to propel the Rangers to the Stanley Cup final in 2014, but they were defeated by the Los Angeles Kings in 5 games. 6. Adam Oates. Moving on to our next player, we have Adam Oates, who will always be remembered as one of the most skillful passers to have graced the NHL. His time with the St. Louis Blues saw him form a deadly alliance with Brett Hull. Despite this powerful duo, St. Louis saw little playoff success. However, Oates had a taste of the Stanley Cup Finals later in his career when he was with the Washington Capitals. Unfortunately, the Capitals, being the underdogs, couldn't stand against the dominant Detroit Red Wings and were convincingly defeated in the 1997-98 season. The closest Oates came to clinching the Stanley Cup was during this stint with the Capitals when they made it to the finals. 5. Peter Stastny. From a purely statistical standpoint, it seems equitable when comparing Wayne Gretzky and Peter Stastny. Gretzky, regarded as the greatest hockey player of all time, secured 4 Stanley Cups. Meanwhile, Stastny, the 82nd highest scorer, didn't achieve a single cup win. Is it fair? Peter Stastny scored 1,239 points in 977 games during his career with the Quebec Nordiques, New Jersey Devils, and St. Louis Blues. Despite his scoring prowess and achieving the 100-point milestone 7 times, the Stanley Cup eluded him. Stastny made his mark as a rookie in 1980-81 season, becoming the first rookie to exceed 100 points. His contributions were recognized with his induction into the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1998, but he never had the chance to compete in a Stanley Cup final. Is it fair that his name isn't etched on the Stanley Cup? 4. Pavel Bure. Pavel Bure, known as the Russian Rocket, left a significant mark in his 12-season NHL career. The Hall of Famer clinched the Calder Memorial Trophy, topped the Maurice Richard Trophy twice, and was selected for 6 NHL All-Star games. Ranking 5th in all-time goals per game ahead of compatriot Alex Ovechkin, Bure netted 50 or more goals in 5 seasons, including 2 consecutive seasons where he exceeded 60 goals. He led the Vancouver Canucks in the 1994 Stanley Cup Final, but they lost narrowly to the Rangers in 7 games. Despite his impressive 70 points in 64 playoff games, the Stanley Cup eluded him. 3. Paul Kariya. Paul Kariya, known for his exceptional playmaking, scored an impressive 989 points in 989 NHL games before injuries cut short his career. A 2-time Lady Byng Memorial Trophy winner, a 5-time selection to the NHL First All-Star Team, and a 7-time NHL All-Star Game participant, Kariya formed a potent offensive duo with Teemu Selanne in Anaheim. Despite averaging a point per game over a 15-year career with 4 teams, he never won the Stanley Cup. His closest chance was in 2003 with Anaheim, where they lost to the New Jersey Devils in 7 games. Kariya's career also included time with Colorado, Nashville, and St. Louis, but none had significant playoff runs during his tenure. 2. Pat Lafontaine. Pat Lafontaine, a dynamic scoring center from St. Louis, showcased his skills with the Islanders, Sabres, and Rangers throughout his career. He achieved the 40-goal mark 7 times and even exceeded 50 goals twice in his career. However, after their consecutive Stanley Cup wins from 1980 to 1983, he joined the Islanders, missing out on the glory. He debuted after the 1984 Olympics, and his rookie season culminated in the Stanley Cup Finals, only to lose to the emerging Edmonton Oilers. That was the closest LaFontaine came to deep playoff success. His career was cut short due to recurrent concussions, leading to his retirement at 33 in 1998. Despite this, LaFontaine had an impressive 15-year Hall of Fame career, earning a spot on second All-Star team in 1992-1993 season, scoring 468 goals and accumulating 1,013 points. 1. Marcel Dionne. Lastly on our list, we have Marcel Dionne, who was selected as the 2nd overall pick in the 1971 NHL Amateur Draft by the Detroit Red Wings. After 4 seasons, Dionne was traded to the Los Angeles Kings, where he became the cornerstone of their team. His tenure with the Kings saw him establish numerous records. However, the team's playoff achievements were restrained due to insufficient supporting talent to clinch a championship. Dionne's career boasts 1,348 regular season games, but his playoff games show a stark contrast, totaling only 49. He had one standout playoff series in the 1981-82 season when the Kings triumphed over the up-and-coming Oilers in the first round. Why do you think these players never won the Stanley Cup, despite them being stars in the game? Please let us know in the comments section. Remember to smash the sub and turn on the post notification bell. Until the next one, catch out our other videos.